recording?
Yeah, you know it.
Okay. Let me. All right. So I can't see the thing. Okay, I see it now. Okay. It's just this weird thing where I gotta like blow up my screen and
Uh,
then I can't see the recording. But
I know.
anyway,
You want to tell everyone about what happened last time?
no.
Okay. All right.
I will say this though. It feels like it feels like it kind of feels like it's been a while, even though we were just on with Kate and Kevin, who we interviewed for their movie Okie. Um, just
Which was a great. That was a lot of fun, and they were great, really funny, really informative. So, yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't yet.
yeah, they were great. We can touch on that a little bit if you'd like in a bit.
Yeah,
And you met them, right?
yeah. I went to
Yeah,
their big movie premiere at Santa Barbara Film Festival. So that was cool.
yeah, super cool. So we can talk about that a little bit. Um, but first, I wanna ask you, do you have our email up by chance? Is that something you could put up?
Our email?
Yeah, the OC dudes.
Yeah. Let me.
I always forget if it's the OC dudes or OC dudes.
I always forget too, man. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, just how you put it down at the bottom there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I should have told you
It,
this
it
earlier.
is it is the ocdudes at gmail.com.
All right. Yeah, that's just in case anybody wants to email, shoot a question, anything like that. Um, that'd be awesome. Hopefully soon we'll be asking, not am I a dick, but am I weird? That's the
I'm
next
sure.
question, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure I have many of those.
Is there something you could think of? Because I have one. Because I keep thinking of this one.
I do. It was actually at the premiere of Okie. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then we'll do that. We'll ask, am I weird? Because it, I've been asking myself this one for some time, so I want to see what you think. Um, so check this out, man. Finally, our first email, and there's a question. I'm gonna ask it. Okay. It says, "This one's for both of you. What is the biggest difference, not only in the show, but also in each other since first starting the show?"
Uh,
I can go first since I already looked at it, so I can go first. Yeah. The biggest difference, just in the show alone, I think. Um, well, first of all, we hit record now. If you remember in episode one, Jason over here forgot to hit record, so we had to do it twice. So we got better at that. Um, I don't know what is the biggest difference. I think that for one, the we have a little bit of structure, I guess now. We really didn't back then. We were just kind of throwing stuff out there. And even now we really don't have like we do OC news, we do like Am I a Dick? We do that every now and then. We do the movie thing. So we have a few things that we do each week, or here and there. I know sometimes we skip Am I a Dick or whatnot, but I think the biggest difference is that we we we, we sort of have something going on where we didn't before. What do you think is the biggest difference in the show
yeah,
from the first episode till now?
yeah. Well, I think we're more comfortable too. I think starting a show, it's always you're trying to figure things out, and like you hadn't had much experience on camera. I haven't really either. I mean, besides doing interviews with people. so yeah, just getting used to doing this, just getting the reps in and feeling more comfortable. Like we were already comfortable talking with each other. That was the easy part. But yeah, just doing a show, I think comes easier now.
Yeah, and yeah, and the second part of that question, what is the difference like in ourselves, I guess, since we started, and that pretty much answers it. Maybe getting a little more comfy with the whole thing. To me, it's still weird sometimes. I've even told you right before we started, like, dude, I'm feeling kind of weird about this today. And
Yeah,
you go, don't worry about it. It's just two dudes talking,
yeah,
Uh, yeah, it's a strange thing still for me.
yeah. Well, I mean, we had that interview, that Okie interview last time, and that was a first for you, and you admitted, you were nervous about it, but uh, hey, you did a great job. We had a good interview, so I'm sure it'll be easier the next time we do something like that.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's talk about that a little bit.
All right.
Um, so yeah, Oki, we interviewed them. They were I should say they're married. Kevin wrote it and Kate directed it. And yeah, I was nervous about it, but honestly, bro, before we started, I wasn't too nervous. I was kind of excited to interview them. And then I told you it was supposed to go like something was supposed to happen initially and it didn't, and it threw me completely off. So once that happened, and it was my own fault, it was something I did. And then from that moment on, then I got nervous. So like pretty much for most of the interview I was nervous. um but it got a little better once we started talking to them, and you could see just how cool they were. And um they seemed happy to be on with us, and they liked the questions they told us afterwards. They stayed on for a little bit with us, just quick little chat before they signed off, and they even said they'd like to come back.
Yeah,
So I mean, it went pretty well.
yeah, yeah. I think the only thing I got nervous about is when we ran out of questions, and we were still trying to come up with more questions to. 'Cause,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, yeah. Also at that point, we're already like 35 minutes in, so
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Uh, but I think we pointed out a few things about the movie that were pretty funny. So that kind of helped out, and it got them going and kind of continuing a little bit. Um, but yeah, they were great, and you got to meet them. How was that?
yeah. That was awesome, man. I was doing red carpet interviews at the Santa Barbara Film Festival. I told them I was going to be there, and down the carpet, Kevin saw me and he pointed at me. I was pointed back at him, and yeah, they came right over to me. He had Kate and the star of the film, Scott Michael Foster. Those two came over to me, and I got to ask him a few questions on the red carpet. So that was really cool. And then
So they
I went,
recognized you right away.
yeah, they recognized me right away, and yeah,
Cool.
before I interviewed them again, they mentioned like loving the interview we did, and my review I did for Film Threat for the movie. They were really happy about that,
Awesome.
and yeah, and then I went to their movie premiere. I got to see the movie up on the big screen, which it's always a lot better seeing a movie on the big screen than just
Sure.
watching on your phone or something. So that was really cool. Yeah, I noticed a few things that I probably missed before, and then they did a Q&A with the audience afterwards. So that was cool, and and they talked to me again right after that, just saying that, like, thanks for coming. You know, you didn't have to watch the movie again. You know, like, uh, and then
That's awesome.
yeah, and then the am I a weird thing comes when I had this awkward thing where, like, you know, everyone was outside. They had other actors and they had the DP of the film there, and you know, more crew, and everyone was outside just talking to people, and I was just standing there by myself, like, like, what do I do? Do I go back to my hotel now? Do I try to hang out with them later? Because the year before, the year before I went to the festival and I interviewed some Spanish filmmakers, and they were really cool, and they invited me to a bar afterwards, and I'm thinking in my head, like, is that going to happen again? Or and they were all busy with other people, so at one point I just dapped Kevin up, and I'm like, all right, see you later, man. This is their night, you know. I'm not going to be weird and tag along, so yeah.
They probably have family and friends there too.
Oh, they did. Yeah, I saw an Instagram post where, yeah, I think Kate's brother was there with his wife, and yeah, they had a lot of friends there who were really cheering for him at the screening, which was cool. So yeah,
Yeah, they yeah, man, they were great, and the interview was great. I think it's maybe our second most watched video, maybe the most. The only it's not an issue, but the only thing that I would say with that sucks for some viewers is that they haven't seen the movie.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah, and there's no way for them to see the movie right now. They're
Mhm.
you know, they're going to these festivals. That they said in the Q&A that next they're going to go to a Phoenix Film Festival, and they're trying to sell the movie. You know, that's what happens at these festivals. They try to find someone to sell the movie to so that people can watch it. So that's the next step.
Yes. So the way that works is that or the way that this came about, the interview, is that you're on some sort of list where they can find you to send you the movie ahead of time, correct?
Yeah, yeah, because I'm you know, covering the film festival, doing movie reviews, doing the red carpet. I'm on the PR list that you know, the filmmakers can email me, and Kevin reached out to me, and you know, wanted to see if we wanted to do an interview. So I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, man. Very cool, very cool. So that was your Am I Weird? Am I weird, I should say?
Yeah, yeah. Am I weird for, like, that those, you know, those minutes where I'm just standing by myself, like, trying to figure out if I should stay or go? You know, like, are they going to come up to me and
Uh,
ask me, you know, or what am I doing here? You know?
I would say more awkward than anything.
Yeah, yeah. It was more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a little awkward. Oh, yeah, probably weird. Probably weird because yeah, because you're just standing there hoping to get an invite to something.
yeah. And I thought about acting like I was on my phone, you know, to not be so weird. And then I realized, like, I had done the red carpet using my phone, and my phone was almost dead. Like, I needed it for Uber, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna pretend to be on my phone.
Oh man, probably a good move.
Yeah. But I mean, before that awkward moment, I did talk to some of the other actors, you know, who I didn't get to talk to before. So that was cool, and they were really cool, man. Like the lead guy, Scott, and the guy who plays the bro near the end, whose parents died in the skydiving accident. You know, that
Mm-hmm,
guy.
mm-hmm.
Talk to that guy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple guys followed the OC Dudes page. So yeah, a couple. I think the guy, one of them was the guy that played the the dad
Oh, okay.
in the truck. Yeah. So he followed the page. And somebody else, can't remember who it was, but yeah. So that was cool. That was a lot of fun. Uh, I'd like to apologize to them though, because this should be an "Am I a dick?" Because I felt like such a dick afterwards. I talked to you and I'm like, dude, we didn't even introduce them. We didn't even introduce ourselves.
That was on both of
Um,
us. Really. It was the nerves. I think the
I
nerves.
think so, bro. I think so.
Yeah.
But it again, I had it in my head how it was gonna go until I messed up,
Yeah.
and then that screwed everything up for me. And I even stole your question. And anyway, you guys don't know what we're talking about, but it's sort of more of an inside joke, kind of.
Yeah, but they weren't. You know, they were really cool with me when I saw them. They were happy to see me. So
Yeah,
they're not. You know, they're not upset about anything. And then
I know.
and then when I did my red carpet interview, I had them introduce themselves, which was a little awkward too. But but I figure it comes out better on the video if they're saying it. You know.
Yeah, no, yeah, it definitely does. And so when I asked the first question, he's like, well, I'm so and so, and this is so and so, and I'm like, damn it, you know.
Yeah.
But it did go well, and they were great. But lesson learned.
Yeah.
Also, lesson learned. I have to keep my composure because I lost it immediately after I messed up, and the plan was to introduce them. The plan was to say we're OCD, like we didn't nothing, bro.
Well, yeah, I
Am
will
I a
say
dick?
yes. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Well,
Oh man.
you know, yeah, people don't know what we're talking about with what you did, but I think what you did loosened the interview up, though. At least, you know, I think
Yeah,
it.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we started, because we did get to just talk to them for a quick minute before we went on. So yeah. No, I know it definitely did, and yeah, okay, that's fine. That's enough of that. um, so that was your am I weird? So I got to give you mine then. All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
So at lunch, I wish I had a couple pictures to show you, but at work we have a lunchroom break room, and I hardly ever well, I use it, but I never really sit there. I use it, heat up food or get a coffee, whatever the case. But at lunch, there's a room that's right in front of it. That's what do you call that? Kind of like a I can't think of the name, like where they have meetings, you know?
Mm.
And I like to sit in there instead of the break room. Not only do I sit in there, um, it's dark, the lights are off. It's just I'm just sitting in there by myself, like eating. And so people always walk by and they go, "Oh shit, you scared me, man!" Like because I'm just in the dark.
Yeah.
And like every day, someone gets scared and they jump because they look to the left and I'm there, and
Yeah.
the break room's on right across the way. So yeah, the question is, am I weird? Because I like to sit in the dark, eat, and as it is, I don't like to talk to anyone. Um, and it doesn't have to do with anyone at work. I like everyone at work. I get along with everyone. Never had any issues. None of that stuff. Everybody's cool, as can be. I just like to go in there. I put on my earphones and I watch some YouTube. Sometimes I watch some of our stuff or whatever it may be. Work on a short. So everyone kind of looks at me like I'm freaking weird because I'm sitting in the dark. Am I weird for doing that?
I don't know if you're asking the right person there, because that seems normal to me, man. Because everybody needs some time alone, away from people, and yeah, that's not weird to
That's it.
me. Yeah.
That's it. I'll explain it a little further. That's exactly it. So I've been working. I want to just get away for those 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Not. I don't want anybody to come up and talk about anything that has to do with work or anything like that, or not even that. Just to get away in some videos and then come back refreshed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's normal to me. Not
All
weird,
right.
but I'm the same way. So I don't know if I'm the right person to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they definitely look at me like I am. Like, damn, you
Yeah,
always scare me every time you're sitting in there. I'm like, and they always ask me the same question. Why are you in the dark? I just I'm like, I like the darkness. I like being in the dark, and I'm watching videos, so it's even better.
maybe the dark part's a little weird.
I I used to turn on the light in there. I did. I used to, but it bugs me. It bugs me. It's kind of bright. I don't like it. Oh man. Um, anything else exciting going on?
Yeah, man. I went to the NBC Winter Press Tour today. Just got back from that. It was an all day thing.
Mhm.
Really exciting, man. It kind of reminds me of Comic Con, but for like NBC Peacock shows, and then it's in this big ballroom, and it's filled with like the top press from all the entertainment sites instead of fans. So it's like this stuffy room full of press who are not all enthusiastic like the fans are. You know, but it's really cool, man, because you get there. It's this really fancy hotel called the Langham in Pasadena, and they give you this free breakfast buffet right when you get there. So that's really good. And then you sit down, you watch panels with the stars. You can everybody asks questions. You got a question, they bring you the microphone. Um, I asked my first question this time. I was so nervous, I could feel my heart beating, man.
Why were you so nervous?
Because like public speaking has always scared me, and this is a huge ballroom. Like there was some big stars on the panel I was asking a question to, so like it just got me naturally nervous.
Yeah, I
It
would be too.
was it was a show with Oscar winner Annette Bening, uh, Allison Brie, who was the star of Glow, who I really like, um, and the guy who was the star of the first season of White Lotus. I can't remember his name now, but
That was a good show, man.
yeah, that was a really good show.
Which one's Glow?
It's the female wrestling one
Oh
in the
yes,
'80s.
okay. Oh, in the 80s. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, yeah, the main girl from that. Do you remember with the brown hair?
Yes, I remember her. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
great.
yeah. So I came up with a last minute question. I'm like, you know, it's it's a show about like this family doesn't know who their parents are, and there's all kinds of secrets, and there's like murder and mystery and stuff like that. And so I go, this show looks great. Like they showed us a preview on the big screens before. The show looks great. The theme seems to be secrets. I hate secrets in real life. So how about each of you tell me something that people don't know about you?
Hmm.
And it actually got a laugh from the press, who normally don't have any kind of reaction. They were all
Oh,
laughing,
cool.
and the White Lotus guy goes. He had a great answer. He was like, I'm boring now. There's nothing right now. But when I was young, I was a liar. I used to lie all the time. And he went on a ramble about that, and that was great. Um, and then Annette Benning, it was her turn, and she goes, "Great question, but I feel like with social media today, like people give out too much of their lives, So I think it's better not to talk about your personal life, to keep things private." And so Allison, she was next, and she was like, I heard from a great actress, told me not to say anything about this, so I'm not going to talk about it. uh, oh, I lost you for a second there.
Hold on. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, now I can.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was asking, is this do you is there video on this, or were you writing on this, or what were you
Uh,
doing
I'm
exactly?
yeah, I'm writing. I'm gonna write an article for Friends of Comic Con. Um,
All right.
and yeah, there were. Oh, and what was weird is last year they allowed pictures during the panels, and this year they told me while I was taking a picture, "Hey, no pictures," and
Wow.
which sucked because Snoop was a surprise guest for. They were talking about the Olympics that's going to happen in Paris this year, and Snoop came out and he was really funny, and yeah, and uh, I messed up because I could have went up to him too. I could have gotten a picture. Like I didn't know the etiquette of the whole thing because as he
Sure.
was leaving, there were people going up to him, reporters going up to him, and he was there just for like a couple minutes, and then he took off. And I guess I could have gone up there too, but I didn't know like if I was allowed to. I didn't want to piss people off. Since I don't go to these things very often, and
Yeah, of course.
yeah, but it was cool. They had a whole lunch buffet, and then after all the presentations, they had a reception where we could mingle with the stars. So I got pictures and talked to some of the stars. John Cryer from Two and a Half Men. Terry Crews, former NFL player.
Yeah.
He's in so much funny stuff. Hilarious guy, huge guy. Alan Tur,
Literally.
yeah, literally. Alan Turek, he was in Star Wars. He's in a new show called Resident Alien. Uh, some people from the George Lopez versus Lopez. So yeah, it was really cool, man. And
Awesome, bro.
and one last thing, I think I'm not sure if I told you, but the last press event I went to, the Saturn Awards, where I interviewed a bunch of celebrities. There was this press dude who literally shoved me, man, because we were all bunched in, and he wanted space, and he just shoved me without saying anything, and I was pissed off. I didn't say anything back to him, but I saw this guy at the press event, and I go
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah, I go up to him and I say, "Hey, I remember you at the Saturn Awards." He goes, "Oh yeah." He didn't even remember me, bro. But we hung
No.
out. We hung out for the next 45 minutes, and we were friends, man. We were cool. So
Oh really?
yeah,
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. And we had a good time. Like he introduced me to Terry Crews, and we had a good time talking. So it was good to like kind of squash that, even though he didn't know it was a thing. But
No. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, look, that let me ask you a question because that has a lot to do with there's a lot of writing going on. You're a writer. Um, we had Kevin who wrote that movie on. Um, as a writer, I would imagine, and maybe not in every case, but most cases, you would have to be a good speller,
Well,
wouldn't it? Or
it's
no?
it it's helpful, but with the programs you use today, there's autocorrect and everything. You know,
So not necessarily.
no, not like before. Not like in the old typewriter days.
Yeah, in the old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I know you to be a good speller. We had classes together, and you were pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
Would you say?
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
well, I'm gonna put you to the test. That's why I'm asking you.
oh man, I'm not like a spelling bee champ or anything, man.
Well, here's your chance to be one. You ready? I got a
Uh,
word for you.
okay.
All right. Nigas.
Excuse me.
Is this thing broken or
What did you just say?
okay? Nigas.
Negus. Use it
Yeah.
in a sentence.
Okay, okay. You know what? How about I give you the origin of the word?
Okay.
Okay, first things first, all right? Don't skip. Hold on. We're gonna give you the origin first, all right? Negas is the word for king in the Ethiopian language, and the title, which was usually bestowed, is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Bestowed upon a regional ruler.
Oh,
Negas.
of course. Yes. I use this all the time.
Yeah, well, you're not in Ethiopia. You don't need to use the word. All right, man, let's go.
All right. I'm gonna go Neggas. Am I
Nope.
close? No. No.
You had the first three correct. N-E-G. That's
G.
what you said, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, pretty good. Pretty good.
AS.
Close.
Hmm.
Two letters. You
Two
were
letters.
close, but it's not A-S.
Oh, US.
U-S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, see, you're not as good as you thought you were. I don't
Yeah.
know. Why were you so surprised when I asked you how to spell the word? What?
It sounded like something else.
No, of course it would, man. Come on. What's wrong with you? Oh, man. All right. You're a spelling bee champ now.
No, I failed.
I failed. Um, dude, so okay. You got any OC news by chance?
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Hold on, hold on. OC news. OC news. All right, man. You're up.
all right. Well, yeah, I was walking down my neighborhood and I saw an old neighbor who many people may know, Dirty J, Jared Watson, singer of the Dirty Heads, who I did an article for Friends of Comic Con a couple years ago with. We talked about movies, and that was really cool. Just really cool guy, man. I got to tell him stories like about how my wedding reception in the backyard, we were playing Dirty Head songs, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, that's so cool, man." So I saw him walking on the street. He had a stroller. He was pushing his young son. He was about to pick up his daughter from school nearby, and I was on my way to get my son from school, and I was holding some nuggets in my hand, and he's like, "Those are legit nuggets." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, veggie nuggets." He's like, "Oh, cool, man."
He seems like a cool guy every time you mention them that you've run into him back when he used to live basically next door to you. You always had like good things to say about him.
Yeah, very very cool guy, man. So I'm just happy for his success, man. I saw him this past year at the Irvine amphitheater that got tore down. We I saw the Dirty Heads with my buddy Jess. Great time, puts on a great show. So I'm happy for everything coming to him because he seems like a really nice guy.
When did you go see him?
In the summer, it
Oh,
was
okay.
yeah, it was after the concert we went to. I think
Mm.
yeah.
Anybody else there or just them?
Yeah, no, it was uh shoot. I can't remember the name of the band. I can think of them in my head.
Hmm.
They had a K-Rock hit song.
Oh, they're known or at least somewhat
Yeah,
known.
yeah, they're known. Uh yeah, I can't think of the name right now, but yeah, I knew the opening band. My brother Nicholas went to the show too, so we just all had a great time listening to the Dirty Heads, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. All right. Well, my OC News is another restaurant. Wow Spaghetti, Westminster. Um, off of Westminster Boulevard. Close to Beach Boulevard, really close actually. So like Beach and Westminster. It's a it's a small spot. Maybe I don't know, 7 tables inside, something like that. Uh, but great little spot. Food is really good. The workers are awesome. Um, Everyone's just really helpful every time we go in there. We have a question. They're always helpful. Um, and they'll ask you when you order spaghetti. They'll ask if you want it mild or how you want it. And I've never had it with like a little bit of spice.
Yeah.
Man, it's so good with a little bit of a kick. I never even thought of that. It's really good. I have to get it mild because my girl doesn't like. Well, neither do I. I don't really like spicy, but I like a little bit of spice, and she almost doesn't like any, so we have to go with mild. But that little bit of kick is it's perfect, man. Wow, spaghetti, great spot, great people. They got some garlic bread. It's really good. So highly recommend this spot, Westminster.
Nice. So what is the pricing like?
Oh, pricing's good. The bread's pretty good. You know what? If you're not too hungry, you just want to get something, you could probably even split it with someone. Like her and I have split a plate before. If you want to, I call it like a plate. And we get a couple of the garlic breads and good to go, man. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
sounds good, man.
Yeah, Westminster. Wow, spaghetti.
Wow, spaghetti.
Definitely check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got, man? What else?
Did you watch any movies, any shows, or
Oh my God, I did, dude. Rob, the show Rob, Rob Snyder.
okay?
Have you heard of this thing?
No,
I didn't know anything about it. I'm on Netflix and it was like 2017 or something.
no.
2 seasons. I freaking love this show, man. It's right up my alley. It's so good. It's so funny. I'm cracking up. It reminds me of Larry David a little bit. I think that's why. He plays himself. His wife is in the show, and then little their daughter is in the show too. And so he plays himself, but a bit exaggerated. Um, he goes about his day kind of almost nonchalant, kind of like well, he lets it be known that he's got money and he's a star, and so things are gonna come to him a little easy. And his wife kind of tries to bring him down a little bit and go, "Do you realize that because you're robbed, this happened, but this guy over here, this is happening to him," and he's just kind of like, "Oh, that's too bad." So anyway, are we like he's just like almost doesn't care. He has an assistant. It's hilarious, bro. His assistant. I think he's a stand-up comedian. I don't know him. But he's just like just a dumbass, and he doesn't really do work. And Rob will have him do like some tasks, and he just doesn't really get them done. And man, I enjoyed the hell out of that thing, bro. I can't even tell you. I really liked it, and I'm not finished with season 2 yet, so I don't know if it ends or if it just didn't do well.
Where can people find it? Is it Netflix or what?
It's Netflix. Yeah. Yeah, just I don't know how I ran across it and just thought, well, just check it out and see what's up. And I'm like, man, this is freaking hilarious.
Speaking of Curb Your Enthusiasm, have you started watching the final season?
So I started it the other night. I started watching the first episode, and then something came up, and I stopped watching. So I'm gonna go back to it and just start from the beginning because you know, got interrupted.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm all caught up on it. It's hilarious, like always, man. I love when it deals with like racism, where it makes Larry look like a racist, just because of confusing situations that you know like last season when he intentionally wore a MAGA hat so people wouldn't talk to him. It's like
Oh yes,
uh,
yes, I do. I remember that.
hilarious stuff, man. And
Too good.
there's a blackface thing in this newest one. That's pretty funny, man.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Well, if you remember a while back, it was what's her name? Wanda Sykes,
Hmm.
the comedian. She was on quite a bit. They're just kind of on and off. But there's one episode where Larry has a dog, and when she came over, the dog started barking at her, and she was like, "Larry, your dog is racist." And he's like, "No, no, what do you mean?" He's like, "Are you teaching him something?" And he's like, "No, no. What do why would I teach him anything? What do you mean?" And yeah, sure enough, I guess that freaking dog was racist for some reason. Like some guy came over to like fix like a plumber or something, walked in, and it was like this black dude, and the dog tried to bite him. Ah man, this show's just too good, bro. It's too good.
Yeah, yeah. It's sad that it's the last season, man. Because I could watch that forever, man. He's just he's a comedy genius, and he's not afraid to like push boundaries that that other people are scared of, So yeah,
Yeah, man, especially these days, bro. Jeez.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's a good one. I hope I mean I get it too, he's older and
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's just tired of playing this guy too. I don't know.
yeah.
Have you heard him say anything about it or why this is it?
Yeah. I think he's just, it's time. He's done it long enough. What is it, like 12 seasons, something like that? So
Yeah,
yeah,
something like that.
and he's done movies before. He can always, he can always write or star in more movies if he wants to. Yeah, so
My girl hates him.
so I'm sure there's lots of people who do.
She's like, God, what a jerk. I was like, I don't understand this guy.
Yeah,
Oh man, it's too
I,
funny.
I think we can relate to him. Yeah,
Yeah, but I can see too why sometimes. Well,
yeah,
first of all, he's very straight out, like
yeah,
completely straight out. So if something's up, he's gonna say it, and he doesn't care. If he thinks where maybe most people would be kind of passive about something, he's not gonna be passive about it.
yeah,
That's what it is. If somebody's even talking slightly louder than he thinks people should be talking, he goes over there and lets them know that they're being a little too loud.
yeah.
That sort of thing. If you've never watched that show, that's kind of what he's like.
Yeah, and he gets annoyed very easily, uh,
Yeah.
and but a lot of times it's things that you can relate to. Like, oh yeah, that is annoying. I wish somebody would say something about that.
Very true. Yeah, no, like I said, we would be a bit passive about it.
Yeah,
Um, he wouldn't be maybe somebody cuts in line, he's not gonna let that go.
yeah,
I probably wouldn't either. I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation. I don't know, but he's not having it. Like it's just not happening.
yeah, yeah,
And then some classic episodes, man. The Dodgers one is so good.
yeah.
The Lakers one, obviously.
Yeah, Shaq. he he puts his leg out and injures Shaq. Yeah,
He injures Shaq. Yeah, if you've never watched it and you like the Lakers, just watch that episode, man. It's so good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What about you? You got a show or no?
Uh, well, there's that. There's also, I'm not sure if I mentioned True Detective. Been watching that, and I just started the latest season of Fargo because I've been hearing a lot about that, and that's really good, man. If
What's that on?
It's on FX and Hulu. Um,
Okay.
it's got John Hamm from Mad Men. He's
Mm.
playing a villain this time, and it's got if you
Who
watch,
also starred on Curb, by the way. Curb Your
yeah,
Enthusiasm.
yeah,
He was on there for a little bit. He always has these like actors come in and do about like 4 or 5 episodes or whatever,
yeah,
and he was one of them.
yeah. He was great. All his guest stars are great, but it's got the girl from Ted Lasso. If you watch Ted Lasso,
I've not seen it. I heard that's pretty good too.
yeah, that's a good show too.
We
Um,
mentioned White Lotus. I thought White Lotus was great.
oh yeah, it is, man.
Yeah,
Great.
that you saw both. Did you watch both seasons?
Yeah, yeah. I binged that with Olivia because we got really into it, and we
Same.
just had to watch it all at once. Yeah,
Yeah, man, that's a good one too.
yeah.
Different, kind of strange. I thought the kind of a weird interaction between the kids and the parents at times, but
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
But
It was good.
yeah, but a good murder mystery, and
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, really good writing to keep you interested. I thought.
Yes, for sure. All right, man.
All right,
Gotta get out of here, bro.
let's get out of here, man.
Good thing we're back. Good thing you got back. Oh, just one last thing on the email question. The other thing that I had issues with, just throw this out real quick. Like I feel like I stumble my words. I feel like I don't um enunciate. Is that how you say that?
Yeah,
Yeah, like correctly. And I remember one time this a coworker was like, "Wait, what did you say?" And then I said it, and he's like, "I thought you said this," and he goes, "It's probably your accent." I'm like, "I didn't even know I had an accent. I have an accent." I'm like, "Damn." I don't know if it's where I grew up, what I listen to in music, the movie. I don't know what it is, but I say the words like too fast, and then sometimes there's like no space in between them, and I just stumble, and it just like that's the other reason why I don't like talking to people. I can't be like you said earlier with public speaking, all that, man.
yeah, yeah. Well, I've had the same thing too, uh, and I don't have an accent. You know, I grew up here, but yeah,
So
speaking.
did I. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, your family was from Mexico. Yeah,
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
that's what I mean. But yeah, yeah, I've had that issue too. So that's why public speaking, like, and especially today when I'm at NBC and I've got kind of a elaborate question to tell. You know, it's not a simple, straightforward question. It it had me nervous, but it went well. You know.
Some people were born for this sort of thing, man. I just
Yeah,
have no issue with it at all. Like this is perfectly normal. They can talk to whomever and be on camera. It doesn't matter. I struggled with it, man, big time. Especially in the beginning. If you go back and look at like the first, I don't know, 10 episodes maybe, I'm like hiding behind my microphone, dude. And if you go back and look, I'm like this. So Jason, um, so what'd you do this week, man? You know,
yeah.
I'm doing this the whole time because I'm just like I felt comfortable just being like this and not really, I felt better that way. But I
Well,
mean that's how intense it was for me.
yeah, well, it goes back to what we were saying too. Just reps, like doing it. You get more comfortable, so it gets easier. You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like I told you that Saturn Awards, all these big stars, man, Nicolas Cage, James Cameron, like, and I was sick, like I was starting to get better, but my throat was all congested. So I'm having a hard time speaking as it is, and I'm speaking to these big stars. It's like really loud there. There's all this noise. So that was stressful, man. Just trying to get the words out.
Oh shit, you got through it.
Yeah, got through it. So
So give us a like. Give us a like for getting through this shit.
yeah,
Continuing to do it.
and a
Hit it.
subscribe.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Smash. All right, brother.
All right. Till next time, man.
Peace. Nigas.
Peace.